In a modest home in Skopje, then part of the Ottoman Empire and now the capital of North Macedonia, a baby girl was born on August 26, 1910. Her name was ANJEZE GONXHE BOJAXHIU. Born into a devout Albanian Catholic family, she was the youngest of 3 children. The very next day, she was baptized, a moment she would later mark as her true birthday. ANJEZE's childhood was shaped by love, faith, and a spirit of charity. Her father, Nicola BOJAXHIU, was a successful businessman and a passionate community leader, but his sudden death when she was just 8 years old left the family heartbroken and struggling. Her mother, Dranafiel, remained a strong, loving influence, raising her children with discipline, prayer, and acts of kindness toward the poor. ANJEZE witnessed her mother regularly opening their home to strangers in need, planting seeds of compassion that would one day blossom into a global mission. As a young girl, ANJEZE was deeply religious. She attended a convent-run school and grew increasingly interested in the lives of missionaries. By the time she was 12, she felt her first calling to a life of service. 6 years later, at the age of 18, she made the life-changing decision to leave her family and join the Sisters of Loreto, a Catholic order known for their educational and missionary work in India. In 1928, she traveled to Ireland, where she began her religious training and took the name Sister Mary Teresa in honor of Sainte Thérèse of Lisieux, the patron saint of missionaries. Her journey soon led her to the bustling city of Calcutta, Kolkata, India, a place that would define the rest of her life. In 1929, she arrived in India and began her novitiate in Darjeeling, nestled in the foothills of the Himalayas. There she learned Bengali and immersed herself in Indian culture. By 1931, she took her first religious vows and began teaching at St. Mary's High School for Girls in Calcutta, where she would serve for the next 2 decades. In 1937, she took her final vows and became known as Mother Teresa. She loved teaching, and the students adored her. But outside the walls of the convent, she saw a different world, a city plagued by extreme poverty, sickness, and suffering. The contrast between her sheltered life and the misery on the streets deeply troubled her soul. Then came a moment that would redefine her purpose forever. On September 10, 1946, while traveling by train to Darjeeling for a retreat, she experienced what she'd later described as a call within a call. In a profound spiritual vision, she felt Jesus calling her to leave the convent and serve the poorest of the poor, not from within walls, but among them. "I was to leave the convent and help the poor while living among them," she wrote. It was an order. To fail would have been to break the faith. After 2 years of seeking permission, she was granted leave from the Sisters of Loreto. In 1948, dressed in a simple white sari with blue trim, the garment that would become iconic, Mother Teresa walked out of the convent and into the slums of Calcutta. She took basic medical training and began teaching children on the streets using sticks to write in the dust. She visited families, washed the wounds of the sick, and comforted the dying. Soon, former students and volunteers joined her in this humble work. What began as a single woman's mission quickly grew into something far greater. In 1950, she founded the Missionaries of Charity, a religious congregation dedicated to wholehearted free service to the poorest of the poor. Their first project was the opening of Nirmal Hriday, a home for the dying, where those abandoned in the streets could die with dignity, surrounded by love. Over time, homes for lepers, orphans, and those with HIV/AIDS followed. The Missionaries of Charity expanded across India and eventually around the world. Her message was simple yet powerful. Not all of us can do great things, but we can do small things with great love. Mother Teresa never sought fame, yet recognition found her. In 1979, she was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize. Instead of a banquet, she requested the prize money be used to help the poor. She used every platform she was given to speak on behalf of the voiceless, the unwanted, and the unloved. Yet she was not without her critics. Some questioned the medical standards in her facilities. Others challenged her views on suffering and her firm Catholic beliefs. But through every controversy, Mother Teresa remained steadfast. Her work was not about politics or popularity. It was about faith and service. As she aged, her health began to decline. She suffered her first heart attack in 1983 and again in 1989, leading to the implantation of a pacemaker. Despite this, she continued her work, often against her doctor's advice. In 1997, recognizing her failing health, she stepped down as the head of the Missionaries of Charity. Just months later, on September 5, 1997, Mother Teresa passed away. From cardiac arrest at the age of 87 in Calcutta, India mourned the loss of its saint of the gutters. She was honored with a state funeral, and the world bid farewell to a woman whose life changed millions. Her legacy lives on. Today, the Missionaries of Charity serve in over 130 countries, continuing her mission to care for the unwanted, unloved, and uncared for. In 2003, Pope John Paul II beatified her. In 2016, she was canonized as Saint Teresa of Calcutta by Pope Francis. Her life stands as a testament to the power of compassion, humility, and unwavering faith. Mother Teresa once said, "If you want to change the world, go home and love your family." She lived not for fame or recognition, but for the dignity of every human being. Through her hands, millions found comfort. Through her heart, the world saw love in its purest form. By virtue of her nobility and providing healthcare facilities to poor and neglected people, she lives in the memories of those who loved her and her task.